certainly were tonight, weren't they? They were slick from the outset, the defending champions as well. You might expect they are a team high on confidence, and they dominated this game with 20 shots to 4, 6 on target to Coventry's 1, which came in the second half. 1.8 come out of the dressing rooms, but Ian, start us off. What have you actually learned, do you think, tonight watching Arsenal here?
Well, I thought obviously we're talking early in the season, and you know, he looked very sharp. What you'd expect him to be, you know, coming up from the pre-season. Thought the game in the Community Shield they looked pretty sharp, but they've taken that into this game. And obviously, I think it was a tough one for Coventry. You're coming up against a team that went around immense pressure to get this done. Once they've got it done, they've got the monkey off their back, and they just look perilous. I think too much space was left in the midfield for them to exploit, and they just couldn't get near them. They couldn't get going. It was a tough baptism for Coventry today.
But we shouldn't patronise Coventry either, should we, Gary? They're here on merit. They have to be judged for being a Premier League side now. Was there a gulf in class?
Yeah, there was. I always think it's most telling. I think you can get into a defensive shape, and that's fine. But I think it's very difficult. I said before the game, it's very difficult to break out from that defensive shape when you've got a team like Arsenal that smother you and their centre-backs are pushing in. And you've got to have real quality to be able to play out against that counter-press. And they just didn't have that tonight, and you wouldn't expect them to have that. What I would say is I don't think it's a bad result for Coventry, and that isn't patronising them, because at 2-0 down after 25 minutes, I thought, oh, this could get messy. And actually, they hung in there. They got a little bit better before half-time. The goalkeeper will be disappointed with a couple of the goals, but you know, it was a bit of a free hit for Coventry tonight.
Smother was it's the right word, isn't it, Ian? Because at times it felt like they just couldn't breathe, and they also contributed to their own downfall.
Yeah,
we have to say that as well in the first half.
Especially with the first goal. You like to think that maybe, I don't know, you might have thought this is the kind of thing you get away with in the Championship, but I think that when he's got to attack that, and then once he doesn't get it here, I think his defender's got to call him. He's got to try and get that to him, and then they can maybe clear their lines. But then after that, it was just pure class, and the way Arsenal just ruthlessly just put them away there. You know, the finish. It's a great ball across, and I think he's got to get closer. And once he doesn't win this, then he's got to go back to the goalkeeper. Hang on a minute, my man's here.
Martin Odegaard has just joined us. Martin, congratulations. We're
Great
just watching the first goal back. And you may as well contribute to that as well. I mean, that was the perfect start for you, wasn't it, in terms of getting out of the traps, getting that first goal, as Jamie joins us as well.
I give you man of the match. Thank you. Yeah, no, for sure, it was good to get the first one. I think first game of the season is always a bit, you know, nervy, and I think they played well, you know, from the start. They gave us a good fight. A lot of physical players, you know, they gave us a good battle. So yeah, it was key to get the first goal, and I think after that we controlled the game much better, and we created a lot of chances, and yeah, it was solid.
Everyone's using the phrase that Arsenal looked really sharp tonight. Did you feel that out there?
Yeah, I mean, I think we look good. Still feel like it's things we could have done better, and we could have scored more, could have created more. I think we're so many times in and around the box where we can be a little bit more precise and a little bit more sharp. But of course, it's a good game and a good performance. But still, I feel like we can do even better, to be fair.
I was going to say, in respect of the sharpness, is that something do you think you're going to be able to maintain? Because sometimes you watch Arsenal, and that's the only thing that you feel like, what we need to keep moving it quicker. Is that something we need to focus on?
Yeah, no, I think so, especially the way the opponent plays against us. There's many times we play a low block, you know, a lot of players in and around the box. So, yeah, we need those relationships that we have, you know, players wanting the ball, a lot of movement like you saw today, you know, and then, as I said, I think we can be even more sharp with the last pass. I had a few there where I have to give it better, and then we can score more goals, you know. So, yeah, it was a good game, but we can do better.
Martin, the competition for places in and around the area that you're playing, you've got Zubimendi, Mourinho, Declan Rice, Mars Lewis, Skelly, Eberechi Eze, so many players, yourself obviously. What's the feeling like in the group? You must feel so confident right now about the squad, and I suppose the way in which the manager's continuing to go, it's relentless really. Yeah, no, for sure. I think the quality in the squad and the team is unbelievable. As you say, you can put so many players on that pitch and they will perform at the highest level. So, and we see that every single day in training, you know, we push each other, and you always have someone there to push you to get better, and
I think that the level we compete at in training is really high, and I think that helps us a lot as well. So yeah, the squad is unbelievable, and yeah, everyone is pushing each other.
Martin, can I ask you about where you feel you are right now? Because probably in last season, a little bit in and out of the team, I felt your role towards the end of the season and getting Arsenal over the line was fantastic when you come off the bench at West Ham. I thought you were brilliant in the World Cup as well, especially in that Brazil game. Fantastic last week again. Do you feel like, you're the captain, but you were in and out of the team last season? Do you think this is a sort of big season to re-establish yourself again and almost see yourself as one of the top creative players in the Premier League? Yeah, no, that's the goal for sure. I think last season was a big struggle for me. I think I had too many injuries and a lot of weird situations, a lot of bad luck. Could really never find the rhythm, It's hard when you always go in and out, and sometimes you play maybe not 100% fit, so it was hard. But yeah, I feel good now. My body is good. I've had a good summer, good World Cup, good pre-season, and yeah, now I'm feeling 100%, so that always helps, Nice. So I feel great.
And you got your goal as well, Martin. I mean, it sounds a bit cheeky to say, but because you scored last week as well, you've actually beaten last season's tally already. Yeah. You're aware of that? Thanks for reminding me.
That's your perfect position there, Martin.
Yeah, no, that's a good
that right channel.
Yeah, it's a good ball from deck as well. And then Ben is always there on the overlap, and then yeah, it's a top finish, I would say.
But a player of your quality, will you be setting yourself goals? Because you have been hitting double figures in the past.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's what I want to do. I want to help the team to create chances, score goals, and I think it's not the best finish, obviously, but I'm there.
It's great to see you there, Mark.
I'm there, yeah, I'm there in the right area, and I think that's been a big focus, to be in and around the box and to. Yeah, then you get this luck as well.
Martin, that three on that right-hand side, Saka, Ben White and yourself, that was a real brilliant combination a couple of seasons ago. That just seeing there, would you say that's the most comfortable you are on that side when you three play?
I think, whoever plays is so many good players, and we have great relationships with all of them. But I think we played so many games together, the three of us, as you said, probably 2-3 seasons ago, we played almost every single game together, so we know each other really well, and I think we complement each other really well, so I think you could see that today as well.
Martin, we have to let you go. Jamie has awarded you. Go on, do the honours. There's no celebration, please, here tonight, Jamie.
Should we get a picture with Stuart?
Yeah, let's get a picture. Fantastic. Thank you, mate. Thank you so much.
Well done. I'm sure the first of many. Congratulations, Martin. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you. Well done. Everyone is talking about him, aren't they, right now, as being back to those sort of levels. And how exciting would that be for Arsenal if he can get there?
Well, he did mention, he did mention, being in and out, his body's in a good place now. And what we saw, I think, especially like you mentioned it, in the World Cup, we saw a player that was that looked fit, looked sharp, looked ready to go, and he started the season in the same way. He ended the season, and the goal against West Ham in particular was where I started to see, okay, he's starting to get to what he does, because I think he's the only person in that particular scenario who sets that goal up for us to score, for Leandro Trossard to score. So I'm just glad to see that he's started the season well. That's all I'm doing. I'm just very glad to see that happening.
He's exceptional on the ball. His understanding of the game is fantastic. I actually think that, and I'm being respectful here to sort of Havertz and to Gyökeres, but if there, say, was an Ian Wright up front for Arsenal who made those little runs all the time, I think he would be even better. I think because Gyökeres always comes to the play and so does Havertz, he's almost always playing possession in the final third rather than playing lip through pass. Could be so dangerous. So I actually think that if Arsenal were to get, I actually think he would actually go up a level as well himself, because I think that would be perfect for the style of play. So yeah, I think he's a fantastic player. I actually thought when Eze came in he would be out of the actual team. I thought that he would take his spot, but he looks like he's re-established himself. But
in terms of being stronger as a team, Jamie, sometimes it's not about the signings that you make, sometimes it's the players already in the building. So Havertz, Saka and Martin Odegaard on the score sheet tonight, three players who probably weren't at their top level because of injury for most of last season.
No, 100%. And I mean, I say it a lot, and I think I've said it tonight before the game, that I still think they lack a world-class player in the front four. But 2 years ago, the way Saka and Odegaard were playing, I thought it was just natural that they were going to make that next step. They were just almost there. And for whatever reason, it didn't quite happen. Whether it was injuries, whether it was being 100% fit, whether the team weren't at the best a year or so ago when Liverpool won the title. But they were really close, I felt, to getting to the levels that we were seeing Manchester City players and Liverpool players who were winning leagues. You think of Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland, you think of Salah at Liverpool and Mane. They got to that level and took their teams over the title. Now, Arsenal won the league without them doing it.
Yeah.
In a funny, strange way. They actually won it by having a great defence, great goalkeeper, Declan Rice in front. But I still think there's scope for those players to get back to where they were a couple of years ago and maybe get to that level.
We've done first goal, we've done the third goal as well. We'll take you back to the second goal now, because it was a really nice build-up, actually, wasn't it, Ian? And the finish is pretty straightforward, but how much will that help Bukayo Saka going forward?
Well, to be honest, like you said, the first game of the season, you always want to be getting yourself on the score sheet. You can see him; he looks fitter, he looks sharper. He's going to get himself on the back stick like he does. But like again, Solis does brilliantly there. Goalkeeper could have done maybe better, but you just got to be in there to finish those off. And again, Saka for me, he's somebody he can be getting between 10 and 15 goals.
He has done in the past.
He has
seven
done, yeah.
last season.
7 last season. I'm sure he'd be disappointed with that because I believe that he can get more. I think you make a really good point, Gary, about him, Ben White and Odegaard. They are very good, and a lot of our work does come down the right-hand side when them three are playing. But if he can get into this kind of position more frequently, he will score the goals because I feel like he looks fitter, Odegaard looks fitter, Havertz looks fitter. It's a brilliant start for us at the moment.
What a tough start, though, for Coventry City, having romped the Championship. This was a real steep learning curve. Matt Grimes played every game last season, the captain, and I'd like to say that Matt joins us now. Thank you so much, Matt.